Okay, sit yourself onto your lift and then come into a good cross-legged position. And then have a little wiggle about. Make sure that you're feeling level and balanced at the seat bones. Hold on to your knees. And then elevate the heart area upwards. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Look at something that doesn't move, so that your eyes become still in the sockets. So after a few moments, observe whether you feel genuinely balanced or you feel slightly out of kilter. So just maybe move the buttock flesh, adjust the seat bones so that you do give yourself an opportunity to feel genuine balance at the seat bones. Without it, it becomes difficult to find extension. Harder to elevate the heart area. Consciously draw your shoulders down, just keeping your eyes still in the sockets. And then release the knees, bring your hands into Namaste, pressing the palms together, lengthening from your armpits into your elbows. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Spend a few moments listening to the sound of the breath. Continuing to assess your balance. Listen to the breath. Observing that the in-breath sounds different to the out-breath. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Just bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumbs. Gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. Peacefulness, physical intelligence and wisdom. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Just hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest, elevating the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. Just listening to the breath, digging the back hand firmly into the floor, rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones. Come back to the centre, hold on to your knees, lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Drawing your abdomen across your ribs and your shoulders. And then come back to the centre. Just come off your lift, sit back on your heels, big toes together, your knees apart, and come into Adho Mukha Virasana. Sorry, I've just noticed. So come into Adho Mukha Virasana. So sit back on your heels, and then stretch forward, keeping the seat bones down on the heel. Sorry, I realised my email program was open and it was pinging. Come forwards, hinge at the hips, spread the palms, hit the seat bones back into the heels, and then lengthen the upper body away from the hips, and then bring the forehead down. So feel how this pose helps to open up the lower back, broadening it out. So feel how your body feels in connection to the pose today. How does your body feel in connection to the floor? How is your body responding to the pose? Pressing the palms firmly into the floor, squeezing the outer elbows in so that your forearms lift off the floor, so that you consciously activate the arms, so that you can consciously push back into the heels. Just bring your arms to the sides of the body in the traditional child's pose, keeping the head down. Just feel how you soften around the shoulders, but maybe a lot of weight comes onto your head. If you feel that there is a lot of weight on your head, then lengthen from the shoulders into the fingertips just to distribute that weight, just feeling how you can distribute the weight. So it feels altogether softer, but there's a kind of a more deep extension or deep pressure on the neck. So Adho Mukha Virasana, stretch your arms away again, and then really activate them. Then the whole of the back really opens up, the muscles of the back extend in Adho Mukha Virasana, whereas everything just becomes a little soft in child's pose. Sit yourself back onto your heels and just spend a moment just to observe how you have opened up the energy of the shoulders and the back. Just brought in energy And then come up onto your knees, have your hands as wide apart as the mat, little fingers on the edge of the mat, thumbs stretching towards each other, and then come up into dog down. Tightening the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the legs inwards so that the backs of the legs turn outwards, lifting the fronts of the thighs up towards the top of the leg, all the way up into the hip socket. Spend some time in the pose. Focus on your breath. Focus on the internal balance of action. How you are interacting with the pose. Are you activating evenly? On the left side and the right side, does it feel like you're activating evenly? From the top to the bottom, from the arms to the legs, does it feel like you're activating evenly? So continue to breathe. Conscious inhalations, conscious exhalations. Activating the legs like someone's got hold of your thighs and they're pulling your legs away from your arms. If I'm holding you too long in the pose, then you can rest, but if you can stay and maintain, then do. Svanasana is a good pose for bringing your attention to your breath, bringing your attention into the activation function of the pose. So switching on your observation. Observation comes before activation. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position, and then have some blocks for your hands, but you might not necessarily use those. You're going to go into full uttanasana, but if you've got a bad back, then rather than coming into full uttanasana, you'll come forward with the hands on the blocks like this. So if you've got a bad back and full uttanasana is too strong, or if you're not sure, then go to here, and then if it feels like it's okay in your back, you can go down lower, and then you can even go into full uttanasana. So feel that see that your feet are in line with each other, your toes are in line with each other in front of you. Bring your hands onto your hips and feel that the outer edge of the heels are touching the edge of the mat. The little toes are touching the edge of the mat. Even if they go over the edge of the mat a little. Raise your arms up. Tighten your kneecaps. Turn the fronts of your thighs consciously inwards, so that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. Bend your elbows. Bring the thumb into the crease of the opposite elbow, and then wrap your fingers around the elbows. Keep the back straight. Keep the arms lifted, keep the head lifted as you come forwards, hinging at the hips, and then hang down. So this can be quite strong for your back, so use the blocks if you need them. If this is causing any discomfort, then go to the blocks in half uttanasana. Again, go back to your internal balance of action. Feel how one leg is working, feel how the other is working. Which is the more willing, which is the less willing. Get the less willing to follow the more willing. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards, the backs of the thighs outwards. Okay, and then release your hands down to the floor. Bring your hands down to the floor, come into half uttanasana. So use the blocks if you can't reach. And then bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to. Come up into a standing position. Just move the blocks and then come into uttanasana. Have the inner edge of the feet together. Hold onto your knees. So when I say hold onto your knees, I mean tighten your kneecaps. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. So when you turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, observe that you broaden the backs of the thighs. Lift up into the chest. Just observe how your body has woken up a little already. And then turn palms all the way out, rotating the upper arms in the sockets. Arms out nice and wide, spread in the fingers, spread in the palms. Bend your elbows, step or jump your feet apart nice and wide for trikonasana. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Lift up into the chest. Turn the legs in the opposite direction, so turn the legs from the inside out. And then come over. Find the shin. Look up. So just find yourself in the pose initially, and then scan the body like a 3D printer from the bottom to the top, from the feet up to the head. So just feel where your body is in 3 dimensions. Observe where that front leg, buttock bone, the right leg, the buttock bone, is it sticking out? So just consciously stick it out. Stick that right buttock bone towards the wall behind you. And then everything goes wrong. The chest drops, and if you look down, your head is nowhere near your foot. So squeeze that front leg buttock bone forwards until the chest lifts and until the head is directly over your foot. Push the back leg towards the wall behind you. And then look up again. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Come back to the centre. Swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, left leg and foot all the way out. Consciously turning those legs from the inside out and then reach over. Again, just feel where the body is in 3 dimensions. I want you to stick, so the front leg now is the left leg. I want you to stick the left buttock bone towards the wall behind you. Just consciously push it away from the, and this is wrong. This is where the pose goes wrong. If that buttock bone pushes outwards, then the head, then the chest collapses and the head moves away from the foot. So maybe come up the leg a little, squeeze that front leg buttock bone in, all the way in, so that when you look down, your head is directly over your foot. Lift the chest, squeeze that front leg buttock bone in. So don't try and find the foot, find the shin. Jill, come up the leg a little. That's it, and then squeeze that front leg buttock bone in, lift the chest a little more. That's it. And then look up. So sometimes we shouldn't go all the way down to the foot. because that makes some of the pose go wrong. Squeeze that front leg buttock bone forwards. Listen to the breath. Come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Observe how you have released your energy. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just focusing on soft inhalations, soft exhalations. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump, go a little wider than last time, and bring your hands onto your hips. And then turn the left toes in and the right leg and foot all the way out. So just a couple of points. Make sure that that heel lines up with the instep or the toes of the back foot, never lines up with the heel. So line that heel up, that right heel with the left instep or the left toes, or if you can even go beyond the toes if you've got stiff hips. And then turn the legs, turn the inner thigh, so get hold of the inner thigh and turn the inner thigh of that right leg around from the big toe to the little toe side. Do the same with the back leg. So this back leg's going to stay straight, so tighten the kneecap of that back leg. At the moment, tighten the kneecap of the front leg. Then bring the chest to face the front. So have your hands on the hips. Bring the chest to face the front. So draw that left shoulder behind you a little. Stretch your arms out. Keep that back leg straight and then bend and descend. Find a right angle. And then look over the middle finger of that right hand. Keep that back leg really firm. Push from the hip into the heel of that back leg. Keep that back leg tightened at the kneecap. Keep bending that knee so you've got a right angle with that front leg. Pushing into both feet evenly, not collapsing into that front foot. Pushing into the back heel to distribute your weight between the 2 feet. Okay, come back to the centre. Keep your arms outstretched if you can. Swap the feet around. Turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. Making sure again that that heel lines up with the instep. Turn the legs from the inside out. Tighten the kneecaps at this stage. Bring the chest to face the front and then bend that knee. Bend that knee. Keep rotating that front leg. Rotate the inner knee around towards the outer knee. Squeeze that front leg buttock bone in. That bent leg buttock bone, squeeze it inwards. Draw the inner knee around to the outer knee of that bent leg. Have a quick look down, make sure you can see your big toe without poking your head forwards. Distribute your weight between the 2 feet by pushing into that back heel. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, softly. And then straighten the leg. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump your feet back together. And then come back into Tadasana. Just feel how your energy has changed, how there's energy in the shoulders, energy in the hips. Just listen to the breath. Bring your feet hip width apart. Turn your toes in, raise your arms up, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows. If you're If you've got a bad back, then just bring your elbows onto the top of a table, stretching your legs away so you protect your back. Otherwise, just come forwards, hinging at the hips, and then hang down in uttanasana. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Lifting the thighs, feeling that you can lift them evenly. So there's always one leg that's more willing than the other. There's one arm that's more willing than the other. So observe that, identify which it is, and then aim to get the legs to work evenly. Okay, release your hands down to the floor and then walk your hands towards the end of the mat. Have your hands shoulder width apart, the feet hip width apart, and then come back up into dog down. Observe your internal balance of action. So this morning I feel quite unbalanced internally. I feel like the legs are a bit of an enigma this morning. But you can keep trying. You just work to observe and consciously balance. Okay, come down onto your knees, sit yourself back on your heels, and just observe how your energy has changed. Just listen to the sound of the breath. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Come forwards again into conscious Adho Mukha virasana. Grip the sides of the mat and then push the hands away so that you can really sit your seat bones down on your heels. Feel how much you have to work in your arms to hit the seat bones down. How it's an action of the arms to bring the seat bones down. And then one hand at a time, release the sides of the mat, just bring the palms flat onto the floor, but can you reactivate your arms so that they work in the same way? So that the seat bones come down onto the heels. So it's an action that requires focus. As all of the poses are. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then push yourself up into virasana, just sitting back on your heels, observing your energy. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Okay, and then just sit directly onto your seat bones, and then just stretch your legs away. Just stretch your heels away, just roll over, move the buttock flesh out to the side, and bring your hands to the sides of the hips. Turn the fronts of the legs inwards, tighten the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the legs inwards so that you feel the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. Bring your hands to the sides of the hips, roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, lift up into the chest. So just dandasana, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So can you activate the legs evenly? Or again, is one leg more willing to activate than the other? Get the less active leg to learn from the more active leg. And then bring the feet in towards the body in baddha konasana. Have a couple of blocks in front of you where you can reach them. Hold on to the big toes. If you can't hold on to the big toes, then hold on to the shins. If that doesn't feel right, then you can get hold of you can use the belt and slide it underneath your feet and just hold close to the feet so that you can lift and open your chest. If you sink like this, if you're rolling onto the back edge of the seat bones and you find it really hard to lift up into the chest, then sit on a lift, sit on a folded blanket. Just to give yourself a little bit of height. Hold on to the big toes or the shins or the belt and elevate the heart area upwards. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. It's easy in this pose to kind of clamp the arms into the side ribs so that when you try and inhale, the side ribs feel a bit restricted. So just bend your elbows out to the side so that you've got space in the armpit chest. So you can get non-resistant, full, deep inhalations. Now you might just want to stay at this stage. We're going to come forwards in baddha konasana. That can be quite strong for your back. So if you've got back problems, you might just want to stay at this stage, just lifting up into the chest, just holding onto the toes, lifting up into the chest. Otherwise, I want you to come forwards, but keep the head lifted, keep the heart area lifting, bend your elbows as you come forwards, drive the chin forwards as you come forwards, lengthening the abdomen away from the hips, the abdomen towards the diaphragm towards the collarbone, lifting the heart area. Just coming forwards a little bit at a time. If you can bend your elbows and your elbows are in the inner thighs, then encourage those inner thighs with your elbows to go from the inner groins to the inner knees. You can release your toes and then bring your hands onto the blocks beyond fingertips. Lift up into the heart area. Keep the back straight. So it's really easy to overbend in the lumbar in this pose. That's why it can be strong. So you've got to lift the abdomen up to the diaphragm region. Coming forwards just a little at a time. You can lower the blocks or just stay on the blocks, lifting the chest as you come forwards. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Keeping the head lifted, keeping the heart area lifted. Pushing the heels consciously together. So don't come forwards if it's aggravating your back. Just stay at the first stage. If it's uncomfortable in your knees, then just stay at the first stage. Okay, walk yourself back to the centre. Hold onto your toes or onto your shins. And then lift the chest, lift the heart area. Just observe how your brain becomes a little quieter after a forward bend. And then keep hold of the big toes. And I want you to, no one's close to a wall there, so you shouldn't do this sitting close to a wall, although I'm a little bit closer to that thing behind me, so I'm going to come sideways just to show you. So keep hold of the big toes, keep the back really straight, lifted up, and then just lean back a little and hover, just so that you're hovering. Your seat bones are on the floor, of course, but your feet are just gently hovering off the floor. Just make sure there's nothing behind you, so if you roll back you're not going to knock yourself out. And then gently come back down. So make sure that there's nothing behind you. And we're going to do that again. So we're going to do ubhaya padangusthasana. Let me show you this first. So don't do it yet. So you're going to come into this first stage, keep pushing the heels together, lifting the chest. So you might just want to stay here, just hovering the feet off the floor. Or you might want to bring the knees in towards the chest, but stay on the front edge of the seat bones. And then you straighten the legs. You might not be able to hold on to your toes. So if you can't, then you can use the belt around the feet, and then you just thread the belt through your hands a little. So it's not like this. The legs need to be high, the toes need to be in line with your eyes. Okay, so ubhaya padangusthasana. So again, this is strong for your back. So don't do this if you've got a bad back, especially a lower back. It can be a bit aggravating for a lower back. So in that case, if you feel like it's going to aggravate, you can just do this hover stage. But try not to let the back round like this, because that is when you roll back. And that's fine if you do, but you have to just make sure that there's nothing that you're going to hit behind you. So as soon as you just come onto this first stage, and then tuck the tailbone in, roll onto the sacrum, and then you will lose your balance. You'll kind of roll over like a weeble. So that, yes, so that is where you have to stay on the front edge of the seat bones in that pose. So just come back, just come to this first stage, just find the front edge of the seat bones, lift the chest, consciously draw the back chest in towards the front chest, and then see if you can bend your knees in towards the body a little, and then straighten the legs, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. So the first stage is where you just keep your arms straight, but eventually you bend your elbows and then you draw the legs towards the body, but just stay at this stage. So it's a bit like a intense boat pose, isn't it? Turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, lifting the chest. Ubhaya padangusthasana. Okay, and then just gently bring yourself back down. Hold on to the big toes, lift up into the chest. Just feel how you have changed your energy. And then just come into cross legs. So swastikasana or half padangusthasana, whichever is most comfortable for you. And then hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. to the centre. Hold onto your knees, lift it up into the chest, and then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the centre. Just come down onto your back and have the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall apart. So coming into baddha-konasana, so lots of baddha-konasanas. If you have got stiffness in your hips, then you can put blocks on the outsides of your thighs. Otherwise, just allow the straight line of the floor to realign you to soften the back. Have your hands on your abdomen and feel that as you inhale, your abdomen naturally rises. And it falls with the in-breath, with the out-breath. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling, interlock the fingers, turn the palms all the way out, and then extend your arms along the floor. Keeping the arms straight, keeping the elbows squeezing in towards each other, the outer elbows squeezing in towards each other. Continue to feel the rise of the abdomen with the in-breath, the fall of the abdomen with the out-breath. And then release your arms, swap the interlock of the fingers, and then turn the palms all the way out and extend your arms along the floor. So keeping the pose activated by keeping the feet pressing together. Keeping the feet pressing together, especially the heels, lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms. Just listening to the breath. raise your arms, just rest your hands on your lower ribs. Just feel how as you inhale the rib cage expands. As you exhale, the rib cage relaxes. Draw your knees together, have your knees together and your feet apart. And then get a folded blanket for underneath your head. Stretch your legs out. Just come upwards your elbows. Make sure you're in a good straight line right down the centre of your mat. And then just let the body release into the floor. Close your eyes if you haven't done already, and observe the feeling of energy that radiates from the bones, letting the body become heavy on the ground, letting go of the muscles of the arms and the legs, unhooking the arms and the leg muscles from the bones. Feel where there is energy radiating from the bones into the muscles. Observe as that radiant energy moves out of the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. To the organs, including the flesh and the skin. Very gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bend your knees and bring your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Come to cross legs. With your hands in Namaste, a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with the chest. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning. Conscious of the energy that you have released around the heart area, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. very gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. A gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our day as an intention. Just very gently raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you have really lifted your energy, giving yourself good, positive energy to put into